presenting on the different types of data. So before discussing about what are the different types of data, I'd like to briefly discuss on what actually data is. So data are characteristics or information, usually numeric, that are collected through observation. And in a more technical sense, data are a set of values of quantitative or qualitative variables about one or more persons or objects. Data is also used in scientific research, business management, finance, governance, and in virtually every other form of human organizational activity. So, what is data collection? It is the process by which the researcher collects the information needed to answer the research problem. The task of data collection begins after a research problem has been defined and research design chalked out. In collecting the data, the researcher must decide which data to collect, how to collect the data, and who will collect the data, when to collect the data. The selection of a method for collecting information depends upon the resources available, credibility, analysis and reporting, resources, and skill of the evaluator. So, what are the different types of data? At the highest level of two kinds of data exist. They are quantitative and qualitative data. There are also other two kinds of data that are secondary data and primary data. But the most important are the quantitative and qualitative. So quantitative data, it deals with numbers and things you can measure objectively, dimensions such as height, width and length, temperature and humidity, prices, area and volume. There are two types of quantitative data, which is also referred to as numeric data, continuous and discrete. As a general rule, counts are discrete and measurements are continuous. Discrete data. So it is the first type of quantitative data. It is a count that can be made more precise. Typically, it involves integrates. For instance, the number of children or adults in a family is discrete data. Because you are counting whole individuals, entities, you can't have 2.5 kids or 1.3 persons. So continuous data, it could be divided and reduced to finer and finer levels. It can be used in many different kinds of hypothesis test. For example, we can measure the height of a kid at progressively more precise scales like meters, centimeters, millimeters, and beyond, so height is a continuous data. So, what is a qualitative data? It deals with characteristics and descriptors that can't be easily measured but can be observed subjectively, such as smells, taste, textures, attractiveness, and color. When you classify or categorize something, you create qualitative or attribute data. There are three main kinds of qualitative data, that are binomial data, nominal data, and ordinal data. Binomial data or binary data place things in one or two mutually exclusive categories, that are right or wrong, true and false, or accept or reject. This type of data is used to develop a statistical model to predict how frequently I can expect to get true or false, right or wrong, or good and bad, etc. Nominal data, on the other hand, is when collecting unordered or nominal data, we assign individual items to named categories that do not have an implicit or natural value or rank. For instance, if I count a box of toffees with different colors, separating it on their respective colors, it would be nominal data. Ordered or ordinal data. We also have ordered or ordinal data in which items are assigned to categories that do have some kind of implicit or natural order, such as short, medium, or tall. Hence, when we measure something and give it a number value, we create quantitative data, and when we classify or judge something, we create qualitative data.